So good evening and welcome. Welcome to Divine Healing Valley, Spirituality and Healing Me. I am Shashi Dhar, your host, and we are here on our weekly Wednesday session. So all the guests and are invited here along with their family and friends. And the topic for today is life stages and Purusharth. So I will first expand on the topic. When we talk of life stages, there are four life stages, or there are four stages of life, you can say, which is defined in our scriptures. So we will follow that and we will see the breakup of that human life, how a human life is designed to be lived by a human being who is on the spiritual journey, on an awakened spiritual journey. What does he do, right? So the four life stages, and in these life stages, we will see what is the thing which is most important for you and how are you going to live your life in these life stages based on the few pillars that we are going to discuss. So these pillars are called Purusharth. Yes. So to start the discussion, the four stages, and as few of you might be knowing, the four stages of life are defined into four ashrams. First one is Brahmacharya. The Brahmacharya is ideally the first part of your life. Then comes to Grahasth ashram. So it is, you can say, the married life. So Grahasth ka जीवन आप जी रहे हैं उसमें. Then third stage is Vanpras. Vanpras is the retired life. So after the marriage life, when you have your family and you have achieved things in your business and done whatever you need to do, you move towards non-attachment, withdrawing from the outside world, which is called Vanpras. And finally, the fourth stage is called Sannyas, where you completely renounce the outside world and you are completely into your inside journey, your spiritual world, and you are moving forward on the spiritual journey. Yes. So these are the four life stages. So first, let us have some discussion on this. So ideally, the human life, which was earlier in our scriptures defined as 100 years. तो 100 साल के एक इंसान की एक जिंदगी मानी जाती थी और उसमें चारों आश्रम को 25-25 साल में डिवाइड किया था. That means first 25 years it is Brahmacharya. Second 25 years, that is 25 to 50, is Grahasth ashram. Third is from 50 to 75, which is Vanpras, and 75 to 100 is Sannyas. But considering the Kali Yuga here and the lifespan, it has been redefined to be of 80 years. So 80 years के हिसाब से first 20 years is Brahmacharya, 20 to 40 Grahasth, 40 to 60 Vanpras, and 60 to 80 Sannyas. But if you see our life, हमारी लाइफ में कैसे होता है? द गृहस्थ आश्रम जो है वो सबसे बड़ा होता है. ब्रह्मचर्य का धीरे धीरे घटता जा रहा है, right? So instead of the first 20 years, it is 14 years or 15 years when we are talking of Brahmacharya. When we are talking of as a purpose is as a student or as a sadhak, you are learning. A student, a विद्यार्थी विद्या को अर्जन करता है, तो उस समय जो purpose है, schooling, colleging, and learning the skills which is going to help him in the Grahasth ashram. That is the basic purpose of Brahmacharya. So it has been reduced to somewhere around say 15 years. और चलो 20 मान लेते हैं. First 20 years is Brahmacharya, right? So Grahasth ashram starts from 20 and goes up to 40, but it is nowadays continuing up to 60. लोग 60 में भी रिटायर नहीं हो रहे हैं. रिटायरमेंट एज भी 60 मानते हैं. तो 60 तक तो वो मान के ही चलते हैं कि भाई गृहस्थ आश्रम है तो अपनी फैमिली लाइफ में जियो. बच्चे बड़े हो गए, बच्चों के बच्चों की शादी कर दी, लाइक दैट इज गोइंग ऑन. तो 60 में भी लोगों की डिजायर्स पूरी नहीं हो रही हैं. So Grahasth ashram is extended from 20 to 60, which is the biggest. That is why a lot of people are getting into the attachment of the world. Worldly matters में attached हैं. Yes? So all of you can see your life there. And after 60, suddenly they move into Vanapras, though they are not designed to, or they are not allowed to. But some of them will break free and try to move into the Vanapras of non-attachment. And from there, they move on maybe in a couple of years or maybe 65 to 70, possibly they will do something to move into the sannyas, the only purpose is, salvation, moksha, nirvana, whatever. And that is too short a period. And by that time, body is too weak and too fragile and maybe too diseased to actually do any kind of real spiritual work. And by the age of 70, most of the people are saying, hey, Bhagwan, utha le. No? हो गया, बहुत तमाशे हो गए, बहुत ड्रामे तमाशे कर लिए, अब उठा ले, अब अगले जन्म में आएंगे. So actually there is no time for Vanaprastha and sannyas. If you see the modern life, what we are living. Yes or no? How many of you can connect with these ashrams? And so today our discussion would be how to live our life in a way which will make us more effective in all these 4 ashrams. And given the wisdom of the scriptures, what kind of Purusharth? Purusharth is what kind of real, actionable, purposeful actions that we need to take. What is the real focus in these ashrams? चारों स्टेजेस में हमारा मेन पर्पस, मेन फोकस क्या होगा, जिससे कि हम अपनी लाइफ को और स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी को सही तरीके से जिए और लाइफ फुल एंजॉय करते हुए एनलाइटनमेंट की तरफ अपने सही एक्शंस करें. करेक्ट. So let us also look at the 4 Purusharths. 4 stages, everybody is clear? I think everybody should be clear on the 4 stages. Any doubts, anything you want to discuss, please do go ahead. If the 4 stages are not clear. So it is not watertight compartments like first 20 years, may 20 to 40 years, it doesn't work like that. Nowadays, as I said, people are into business, they never get retired. They want to they want to actually do the business till their last breath. They want
Plus,
to work till
people
the
also
yeah.
people also getting married at late age, late stage,
Yes.
entering late
Getting
in
married
the rest ashram.
is a social, you can say, obligation or a social event, I would say. But actual brahmacharya has is not being maintained even for the first 20 years. Yes or no? So
Yes.
when we talk of brahmacharya, it means you are completely living a life of celibacy, where we are not. We are talking of vidya ka arjan karna hai. You are not gaining knowledge, you are gaining wisdom, and you are gaining the know-how of how to live your life perfectly. That means you're learning skills, you're learning knowledge and wisdom, which is going to help you in living your life in the grahastha ashram effectively. That is the purpose of the first stage of brahmacharya. Yes?
True.
Yeah.
True.
So getting married late is not a indication that he is still in brahmacharya. Many people have not married, but yeah, dash. Everybody knows.
My mother gave me warning. I was delaying marriage. माँ को बोला भाई don't wait for me. I don't know where I live, what I do. I was traveling around. I was in Europe and then trying to settle in US. So अम्मा ने बोला जब when my father passed away, she says, this is your last chance because you're going to miss the 3rd stage. जो गृहस्थ आश्रम वाला तुम्हारा time निकल जाएगा, then you can forget about the marrying. And I was 37-year-old when she coaxed me to come back from US. So I came back, left everything there, and then got married wherever she said.
Yeah, I got your point. I understood. Okay, let's acknowledge Ashok ji. Sir, आपकी नाम में mistake है या am I calling you pronouncing the name correctly? Ashok है, Ascok?
Ashok Bakshi.
Ashok. So okay, there is a spelling mistake.
हाँ जी.
Yeah, that's fine. So I was right, Ashok Bakshi ji. Okay, good. So the point well taken. So delaying the marriage doesn't mean that brahmacharya has been extended. Let me be very clear. Now, so let us look into the first stage of brahmacharya and see the intricacies, what are involved. But before that, let us also look at the 4 types of pillars or the 4 Purusharth that a human life essentially needs. Otherwise, the life is not in balance. Okay. First, let us look at the 4 pillars, which are called the Purusharth. So the first stage of Purusharth is called Artha. Artha is wealth, accumulation of wealth. Yes.
Okay.
So Artha means accumulation of wealth. So your way of income, your business, your career, your job, all that, property, money, bank balance, FDs, gold, jewelry, whatever you can call it. No? So business, income, all that is Artha. Important stage of life? Yes, it is important stage of life. Very good. So which all stages will require artha or the accumulation of wealth. We're going to look at that, right? Second important Purusharth is Kama. Now, Kama is desire. Yes, the fulfillment of desires is Kama. So, Kama or Artha, these go together and they form the main focus or purpose during your Grihastha ashram. Because in Grihastha ashram, you are living with the family. Family obviously needs to be nourished and taken care of by wealth and also fulfillment of desires. So Grihastha ashram is completely involved with the two, you can say, Purusharth of Artha and Kama. Yes, we all agree with that? Yes. But before the third, we can say the third pillar or the third Purusharth is called Dharma, righteousness, right? And Dharma is something which is there in all the stages of life. You can't do adharma anywhere. So following the righteous way of living, that knowledge, that wisdom has to come right in the first stage. So brahmacharya, the first and the only pillar that is important is dharma. That is why earlier we would hear gurukuls. The student, even the kings, even the emperors, they used to send their children as soon as they are as soon as they are ready to learn. So 5 years, 6 years, or maybe around 7 years, 8 years, they are sent to the gurukuls. And then they complete their education. They know exactly what is to be done in their life. They learn the basic knowledge of scriptures, the wisdom, and all the skills which are required to make them whatever they want to do in their life. After that, they are ready for their facing the world, or rather living in the world. So brahmacharya is very, very important part where total celibacy is required and complete dedication and devotion to your teacher or your guru is required. So in our nowadays, you can talk of education in schools and colleges, though nowadays they are not rated as gurus, but still that is the part that we are looking at of dharma, where we are taught moral science, we are taught what is the right way of living. So all that is part of dharma. Yes, right. And the fourth is moksha. So artha, kama, dharma, and moksha. These are the four purusharth or the four pillars. Moksha, we all know, spiritual journey, the peak of spiritual journey, enlightenment, self-realization, God realization, moksha, freedom, all that, whatever you can call, name it. Yes, so that is salvation, you can call that. Self-realization, let us put it one word as God realization. So God realization is the part of moksha, a complete freedom, unbounded freedom, complete peace you are looking at. So now let us look at, we are clear about the four stages and we are also clear about the four pillars which are important in our life. Any questions on these? Then we will do match the following. Which life stage, which pillar is essential? We will look at that. But before that, any questions? Any questions? Anything not clear? The four life stages should be clear and the four purusharth or the pillars of life should be clear.
Yeah.
Any doubt?
None.
Okay, good. Now, before we move on, a small question. How many of us have heard that you should not have desires in life? Many gurus and many teachers have been telling this. Desire is the root cause of all evils. Passion is the root of all evils. Desire, kill your desires.
Money
How many of you want to know that? Money alag cheez hai, sir. Money is artha. I'm talking of desires, kama. So kama, you have to understand, it is also in one of the vikars. हमारे जो 10 विकार बोले गए हैं, in different context, kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mad, matsar, irshya, dvesh, chal, alas, hat. These are the 10, you can say the 10 vikars, or we call that the 10 heads of Ravan. So kama is also considered as an evil, but that kama results to as a negative trait in a human being in the form of lust. Yes, but when we talk of Purusharth, when we are talking of the major pillar, we are talking of desire. Now, desire for a property, desire for a, you can say, comfortable life, desire for a home, desire for all the basic necessities of life, right? Roti, kapda, makan. This is also a desire, right? It may be a need, but it is ultimately a desire for a family that you need to fulfill. And you will decide what level of desires you should fulfill to enjoy what kind of life, right? So somebody will be happy in a 2-bedroom flat. Somebody wants a big, huge mannat and a jannat. So you never know where you're going to stop. So you should know exactly what is desire. So vikar in the form of lust is a evil, is a poison, is a kleshas, we call that, right? But fulfillment of desires in the form of accumulation of wealth, a happy married life with your partner, definitely is something which every human being has as a birthright. He is designed to enjoy, correct? So nothing wrong with the desires. Enjoy as many desires as you want. Only thing is you should know where to draw the line. That's all. Clear? So the doubt on karma should be very, very clear. We are not talking of that as an evil, you can say, nature. We are talking of that as a fulfillment of desires, which is important. Right. So coming back to the first stage of brahmacharya. Everybody go back into your life. Quick flashback. The first 15 years, 20 years of your life. What were you doing? What was the main focus? Education, correct? Schooling. Hanji?
Padhai, studying, yeah, correct.
That's what I said. Education, correct? So schooling and college by default.
Yeah.
By default, it is schooling and colleges. And we ended up maybe completing our graduation, post-graduation, whatever, around 21, 22. So the first 25 years of ideally the brahmacharya was taken care of, correct? But even if we don't go by the present generation, even if we look at our generation, maybe, when I talk of our generation, I'm talking of maybe when we did our schooling in 70s and 80s, correct? Even then there were a lot of distractions, right? A lot of distractions were there besides the education part. And nowadays, so it is a full-blown activity on social media. So dating, girlfriend, boyfriend, relationship, all this was part of the education life, school life and college life, whereas it was completely supposed to be a no thing that time. Correct? So it was part of. So Ashok ji, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा म्यूट कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि बीच में थोड़ी डिस्टर्बेंस आ रही है. Whenever you want to share, you can unmute. Yeah. So we all are aware of that our life. स्कूल और कॉलेज में डिस्ट्रैक्शंस बहुत थी. इनफैक्ट जिसको जो रिलेशनशिप में होता था वो थोड़ा कॉलर ऊपर करके चलता था और जिनके नहीं होते थे वो थोड़े शीपिशली घूमते थे कि सर हमारा कुछ हुआ नहीं है यार. आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ, nobody loves me, all that kind of stories will come into the picture, right? Anyway, so having focused on what brahmacharya is, your knowledge, your skills, maybe engineering degree, maybe a medical degree, maybe the practice, right, which is going to help you later on in your stage for the next 30, 20, 25, 30 years for earning your livelihood and taking care of your family. And you can say जो संस्कार आपको मिले हैं जो आप अपने बच्चों को दोगे, all this wisdom has to come during the stage of brahmacharya, which is completely missing in our education system today. In the name of sanskars, we only have moral science lessons. Always be honest, speak the truth, don't, all these things. And people say, हाँ मालूम आगे चल. ये सब तो बात पढ़ लिया. ये सब आजकल नहीं चलता है. झूठ बोले बिना काम नहीं होता है. चीटिंग करे बिना एग्जाम में टॉप नहीं करते या जो whatever it is. So we had our own beliefs and theories, which sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't work. But when they worked, we were happy. That is how we went through our brahmacharya. Okay. Coming to the second stage. So brahmacharya, everybody clear? Where the focus is on dharma. Dharma means the righteous way of living. And main thing is knowledge and wisdom and the skills, which is going to help you in the next stage, which is grihasthashram. Now coming to the grihasthashram. What is the most important pillar here?
Get married, have family.
Yes. So take care of the family, which means what? You need wealth. And of course, you need to take care of fulfillment of the desires. So kama and artha are most important in the grihasthashram. But it has to be done along with the right way of living. So dharma will also play a very crucial role in the grihasthashram. Even our you can say the enlightened rishis, they lived a married life. Yes, they were self-realized, they were God-realized, but even our gods in our scriptures and in our mythology, whatever you can talk of, they had their consorts along with them. Yes, so Shiva and Parvati, Mahavishnu and Goddess Lakshmi, Lord Brahma and Saraswati, Goddess Saraswati. So they were always part of the rishis and the munis and everybody. Till they were doing their tapasya, that is fine. But even when they come back, they had their partner. So being true to your partner and being committed to your partner is part of the dharma that you're going to follow in your grihasthashram. Making it clear? So though
Yes.
artha and kama are important, it has to be done within the realm of the dharma. तो धर्म का पालन करते हुए आपको अपने अर्थ और काम, ये दो पिलर्स का ध्यान रखना है. तो धर्मा is the most important foundation which is there in the first brahmacharya and also in the second grihastha. Everybody clear till now? Any doubts? Any discussion required?
No.
Good. Then we come to the third stage. First I will give you the theory part and then we will see how it applies in our life, right? Third part is the third life stage is vanaprastha, where you are taking a step back from your active life. So in the case of job, you will say retirement. Yeah. Or maybe you are not actively involved in that business and maybe you have handed it over to your son and you are guiding your son or helping your son or your children to take care of your business. So you are there as a coach or maybe you are there as a guide to them, but you're not actively involved in the business. Correct? तो अपने आप को थोड़ा सा 2 स्टेप पीछे लेके आना. दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ वानप्रस्थ. नॉन अटैचमेंट. यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग नॉन अटैचमेंट. यू आर नॉट येट नॉन अटैचमेंट पे आए नहीं हो. सब कुछ छोड़ के जाना नहीं है बिकॉज हम गृहस्थ हैं. तो गृहस्थ जीवन में वानप्रस्थ एक्चुअली मीन्स रिटायरिंग टू द जंगल्स, जो हमारे राजा महाराजा पहले करते थे. युवराज को बना दिया राजा और राजा रानी के साथ वन में चले गए. अब वो तपस्या करेंगे, राइट? So to atone their bad deeds or whatever and to find peace, they will move away from the responsibilities of life. So vanaprastha doesn't actually mean that you run away from your family. It doesn't mean that you are completely physically getting detached. It means mental detachment. So non-attachment is at the mental level. That is vanaprastha. Yes. So retired life, maybe taking a step back and allowing your younger generation to take over. So you are there as a support for them, but you are not actively involved in the business or in the job. That would be vanaprastha for in today's life. Yes. And
Yes.
as you are getting non-attached, what will happen? You will develop some. क्योंकि अगर बाहर की दुनिया से हट गए तो अंदर की दुनिया में ही जाओगे. So you are started practicing your spiritual journey. That means you are looking at your inside world. And in the inside world, you will be looking at your vikas, you will be trying to get rid of your anger, find more love, peace and joy, connect with yourself, connect with the divine. So you will have some spiritual journey on, which will help you to gain non-attachment. But the focus is on non-attachment at the mental level. Is that clear? Third stage. And we move on to the fourth stage, which is sannyas. And that gels very well with the fourth purusharth, which is moksha. So you puri tarah se sannyas le liya, now you are completely detached. And then you are in your own world, so you can sit down in your, close the door, sit in your room and do your meditation, pranayam, yoga, whatever you want to do. And move on in your spiritual journey to be fully connected with the divine. And you are now, moksha or salvation or God realization is the only important aspect of your life. So these are the 4 stages and these are the 4 pillars. So I've given you the connection in all the 4 stages. Now, don't do a postmortem of what you could have done right in brahmacharya, what did you do wrong in brahmacharya. No, where are you right now? First look at that. And it doesn't have to match with your mental age or rather your physical age. So whatever is happening in your life, first look at where are you in your life, not chronological age. In the ashrams, where are you? If you're living with your family, you are in the Grihastha ashram, but are you practicing non-attachment? Then you are slightly moving into the Vanaprastha. If you are completely detached, maybe physically and mentally also, sometimes, mostly it is mentally, but sometimes it can be tough to live there physically and then be mentally detached. So you can actually move on to a separate way of living. And then you can practice non-attachment, because it is important for you to get connected with yourself, right? So that will be one process. Or if you're actively involved in your business, taking care of your employees, generating income, taking care of your family, you are completely rooted in your Grihastha ashram, which is okay. But first you should know where are you. So let's have some people share which life stage are you in, because when you are clear about the life stage, then you will also be clear about what are the pillars that you need to take care of. And by the way, dharma will remain in all the four. I have absolutely no doubts in that.
I think nowadays the Grihastha ashram has, the span has increased because of the kind of situations people are in.
कौन बोल रहे हैं मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ. हेमंत जी बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ.
या प्रभजोत? कौन बोल रहे हैं?
हेमंत जी बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ हेमंत जी, आपका वीडियो थोड़ा सा शायद स्टिल था, इसलिए मैं समझ नहीं पाया. हाँ जी बोलिए.
Okay. I think the span, the second span, Grihastha ashram has been longer nowadays.
So longer means?
Longer means the
what?
time span has increased. People try to...
Sir, we will share from our life. So first of all, you need to tell me which ashram are you in?
Grihastha
If you
ashram.
think you are in Grihastha ashram and it is taking longer time, that means it is time for you to move to Vanaprastha.
Yes.
That would be my advice or my coaching to you. But first you need to understand where you are. So are you in your Grihastha ashram now? Are you still
Grihastha ashram.
working?
Yes.
Are you still earning? Taking care of
True.
family? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So you are in your Grihastha ashram, right?
True.
So I will not ask your physical age. All I'm asking is that fulfilling for you?
Yeah, it's fulfilling.
Or are you being forced into it? Or do you feel
No,
that
no,
you are
no.
being forced into
It's...
it? करना
No,
पड़ेगा,
no, it's...
ऐसा आ रहा है क्या?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है.
हाँ, तो अगर करना अच्छा लग रहा है तो आप अभी के रहस्य आश्रम में है, फाइन. So take care of the righteous way of doing it and take care of your artha and kama. Fulfill your desires. So enjoy your life by fulfilling your desires and accumulation of wealth. But do it in the right way. Right way means what? आपको आगे बढ़ने के लिए किसी को धक्का मार के गिराने की जरूरत नहीं है.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
हाँ, आपके कपड़े सफेद हो इसका ये मतलब नहीं है दूसरों पे कीचड़ उछालो. तो औरों से कंपेयर नहीं करना है, अपनी जर्नी है, अपनी फुलफिलमेंट के लिए आप जो करना चाहो, अपनी फैमिली के बेटरमेंट के लिए जो करना चाहो वो करिए आप, पर धर्म का पालन करते हुए.
Okay.
Is that okay? So that is where you are. So enjoy. Welcome to Grihastha ashram. Enjoy your life. And it doesn't matter whether you are 60 plus or 65 plus or 70. All I'm trying to tell you is that you should know where you are. And if you're enjoying it, keep doing it. Right?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Let's acknowledge Hemanji.
Thank
Yes. Anybody else who wants to share? You have to share from your life. We will not generalize it. Otherwise कोई फायदा नहीं है. Generalize करके तो आपको पूरा Google में मिल जाएगा. अपनी लाइफ से शेयर करिए तो थोड़ा इंसाइट्स मिलेंगे और आप अपनी लाइफ को बेहतर जी पाएंगे. इस सेशन का पर्पस यही है.
I'm
हाँ जी
70
बख्शी.
plus.
Yes.
Plus.
Yes, 70 plus.
But-
तो आप बताइए आप कहाँ पे हैं? आपके एक्चुअल
still stuck in the third stage, which is Grihastha ashram.
That is
The
second
reason
stage,
being-
sir. Grihastha ashram second stage है.
Second, Hanji.
हाँ.
The reason being, I married late, and so the kids are still not married. So I can't get rid of this stage. I can't get out of this stage until they are settled. The children are settled.
So is it you want to do it or is it that you have to
I
do it?
have 2 grown-up daughters, but I don't know. My wife passed away, and now I want them to get married, but things are getting delayed.
Do they want to get married?
I want them to get married, but
No,
they
that is not the question I am asking. Do they want to get married? You can't fulfill your desires through your children. They are not your possession, sir.
Yeah, but I expect them to get married, and so that I
Even your
I-
expectation is your problem. It is not their problem. They don't want to get married. Suppose I am talking on their behalf and I'm their wakil. So I'm telling you, they are not interested in getting married. Now what?
Every other day to convince them to go through all the stages like I have gone through.
Not necessary. Every soul is on a journey, and the journey can be different. Somebody can simply skip the Grihastha ashram. So what? Yes.
I think that it's a chain reaction. I'm stuck. They're also getting stuck. Then they'll also get stuck.
You have to look at your life, sir.
If they married late, their system will also. Now I'm realizing the importance of stage.
Ashok sir, let me give you one very, very clear aspect of life. You are responsible or committed to your own life, your 4 ashrams, and you will look at your 4 purusharth. Don't bring others into it, even if they are your children.
But the dharma expect that.
Dharma is to give them the right wisdom. That came during the first 25 years. If you have done that part well, they would be fully equipped to live their life the way they want. What is the age of your daughters?
30.
If I may ask you, sir.
Yeah, both are 30 plus. 30.
If they have crossed 25, you just have to wish them good luck, send them blessings, and let them live their life. And you enjoy your vanaprastha and move on to sannyas. That is what is required. आप अभी भी गृहस्थ आश्रम में फंसे हुए हैं जबकि जरूरत ही नहीं है.
I know, but I feel because of this dharma that until they get married and
Sir,
then
dharma is there in all part of life. All the 4 stages, dharma is required.
Correct.
So vanaprastha also dharma is required. Non-attachment में आप attachment में चले गए हो तो non-attachment होगा ही नहीं. You have not even entered the vanaprastha. So how can you enter sannyas?
True.
So drop everything, give them blessings and say, I am there if you need any kind of support. Let me focus on my spiritual journey. I am moving towards non-attachment now. Practice non-attachment from tomorrow. Find out ways. What are the spiritual journey that can help you there? What are the sadhana that you need to do? Maybe yoga, meditation, pranayam, whatever. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raj yoga, jnana yoga, whatever is required, do that. Move on to vanaprastha and move on to sannyas. 70 plus is a good time to move to sannyas. You are not even touched vanaprastha.
True.
So don't look at others' life. Look into your own life. That is my suggestion.
Okay.
Let's have a big round of applause for Ashokji. It takes a lot of courage to share from our own life. And that is the purpose of this session, so that there is some insights that you get, which can help you to move on your life better. You are actually could be, like your love and affection and attachment is actually suffocating the people whom you love in your life. You should give them a freedom. Enjoy your freedom and give them freedom so that they can enjoy your life, their own life. Yes? Yes, Devesh, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Shashi ji.
Yes,
Good evening,
Devesh.
everybody.
Yeah.
Evening.
शशि जी, मैं एक आजकल की जो सोसाइटी है उसकी प्रॉब्लम डिस्कस करना चाह रहा था.
थोड़ा सा ऊंचा बोलिए देवेश जी, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
शशि जी, मैं आजकल की जो सोसाइटी की जो प्रॉब्लम है वो डिस्कस करना चाह रहा था. अभी रिसेंटली हमारी सोसाइटी में एक एजेड पर्सन है. ही वाज अराउंड 80+%.
देवेश जी, आप माइक में बोलिए या थोड़ा जान लगा, थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलिए, मतलब आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
मैं माइक पे बोलता हूँ सर. आप तब तक दूसरा ले लीजिए.
नहीं, आवाज आ रही है, पर थोड़ा सा जोर से बोलिए. हाँ,
नाउ इट इज ऑडिबल.
या
सर, अभी हमारी सोसाइटी में किसी बुजुर्ग आदमी ने सुसाइड किया था. ओके. तो 4-5 दिन हुए, तो मैं उनके फ्रेंड सर्कल के साथ बैठा हुआ था. तो आई वाज डिस्कसिंग कि क्या रीजन हो सकता है. तो उन्होंने वही बोला. उनके फ्रेंड्स ने तुरंत बोल दिया कि आज की जनरेशन की प्रॉब्लम है, दे डोंट गिव टाइम टू द एल्डर, है ना. तो वो डिप्रेशन और आइसोलेशन इज द मेन कॉज. मैक्सिमम जो बच्चे हैं और जो किड्स हैं, दे आर इन्वॉल्व इन द मोबाइल. तो दिस इज द मोस्ट डेंजरस इक्विपमेंट इन अवर लाइफ, जिसकी वजह से हमारे रिलेशन हमारे बच्चों के साथ नहीं है. And we feel isolated and we get depressed in the later age. Nobody is there to listen our.
So elders are complaining that the younger generation don't pay attention to them, right? Because they are busy in their mobile. That's what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
तो मैं वही डिस्कस करना चाह रहा था इस प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू कि व्हाट इज द वे टू टेक केयर द एल्डर पीपल सो दैट दे कैन बी equally
The first stage is the most crucial. Deveji, I have understood more or less what you're trying to say. The first stage of brahmacharya is important. All the children pick up from their elders in the family. अगर बचपन में जब वो छोटे थे उन्होंने वो देखा कि पेरेंट्स मोबाइल में बिजी हैं तो वो भी मोबाइल का उनको आदत पड़ गया। वो खाना नहीं खा रहे, जी टीवी देख लो और खाना मुंह में डाल दो, तो उनको आदत पड़ गई। अब खाना के साथ उनको टीवी चाहिए। किसने खिलाया उनको? ये पेरेंट्स ने खिलाया, उनके पास टाइम नहीं था। They chose the shortcut and now children are following the shortcut. पहले बोला फोकस करो पढ़ाई पे, फोकस करो जॉब पे, वो वही कर रहे हैं। उनको संस्कार ही नहीं दिए बड़ों की सेवा करने का। तो पहले 25 साल में उनको सही संस्कार नहीं मिले, उसका नतीजा है ये। तो डोंट ब्लेम द यंगर जनरेशन। यंगर जनरेशन हैव नॉट बीन ट्रेन्ड बाय द पेरेंट्स अकॉर्डिंगली। पेरेंटिंग में प्रॉब्लम है। I'm not blaming them, but what I'm saying is something was missing in the parenting due to which the children did not get the right sanskars in the first stage. उन्होंने धर्म सीखा ही नहीं और स्कूल और कॉलेज में कोई धर्म का पाठ नहीं पढ़ा रहे हैं।
Very good.
That is the problem. Correct? Anyway, let us not look into others' life. Look into your life. देवेश जी, कहाँ पे हो आप? मेरे को ये बताइए। गृहस्थ में हो? जहाँ तक मैं जानता हूँ आप गृहस्थ आश्रम में हो।
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes. So take care of the righteous way of living and focus on artha and kama.
I always follow the principle of truth and justice.
Always मत बोलिए, ब्रेकडाउन तो होते हैं। तो फोकस ऑन धर्मा फर्स्ट। धर्म का पालन करते हुए विद्या का और वेल्थ का अर्जन करना है। अर्थ
Very good.
रिलेशनशिप में कमिटमेंट रखनी है और फेथफुल रहना है। ये है गृहस्थ आश्रम
Yes
का
sir.
कामा। ठीक है ना? इस पे फोकस करिए।
I follow these principles.
Very good.
in my life.
So take it to the next level. Whenever you are ready, practice non-attachment and move to Anpras. अगर ये पूरा completed है आपका, then you are right, because age, as I said, is not important. If you have fulfilled your duties, then you should move on to Anpras.
Okay.
Don't get stuck into any one particular stage of life. Life flows. You are not going to get attached to any stage of your life.
Right.
Nothing stops in life. Life is always moving, and life is always teaching you. Yes or no?
Very true. Very true.
तो कहीं
It
पे
is look
अटकना
like
नहीं है और
Yeah.
कहीं पे गिल्टी या ब्लेम नहीं होना है। यानी कि ना गिल्ट में जीना है ना ब्लेम करना है। जो होना था हुआ, जो हो रहा है हुआ, हो रहा है। अब मैं अपने धर्म का पालन करूंगा या करूंगी और खुश रहूंगी या रहूंगा और औरों को भी खुश रहने दूंगा। ये धर्म का पहला असूल है। दिस इज हाउ यू फॉलो धर्म। यू आर हैप्पी, हेल्दी एंड यू allow others to be happy and healthy. That is dharma. Yes, Devesh ji?
Very true.
Very
Totally
good.
agree.
Let's acknowledge Devesh ji. Very good. All right. Anybody else who wants to share? Jyoti ji, Tarun ji. Yes, Prabjot ji, go ahead. आप म्यूट पे हैं सर। प्रभजोत जी आप म्यूट पे हैं।
सर जैसे आफ्टर मैरिज आप कहते हैं लॉयल रहना है, बट अगर आफ्टर मैरिज भी कोई लॉयल नहीं है तो वो अपने गृहस्थ आश्रम का जो भी है वो उसको खराब ही कर रहा है। बट जो बिफोर मैरिज जो उसने किया वो सब राइट है या रॉन्ग?
हम सिर्फ राइट या रॉन्ग अपने कर्मों के हिसाब से देखेंगे। आपने गलत इंसान को अगर अट्रैक्ट किया है लाइफ में और वो आपको दुख दे रहे हैं, जो कि आपकी लाइफ स्टोरी है, जो मैं जानता हूँ इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ, तो you have to also understand every soul is attracting people in their life based on your karmic equation with them. पिछले जन्म में आपने उनको बहुत तंग किया था, वो अपना हिसाब चुकाने के लिए आए हैं और आपको दुख देने आए हैं। कुछ रिश्तों में सिर्फ दुख होता है और लर्निंग होती है, सुख नहीं होता। पर जैसे जैसे आप हीलर प्रोग्राम में हैं, जैसे जैसे आप अपनी हीलिंग करेंगे और लाइफ की सिचुएशंस चेंज होंगी, तब गृहस्थ जीवन में सुख भी मिलेगा। पर अभी के आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस गृहस्थ जीवन में दुख वाले थे। क्यों? क्योंकि कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप ऐसे थे जिसमें दुख मिलना था और आप पहले इंसान नहीं हैं। ठीक है, जिनके साथ ये हुआ है, इसी इसी विंडो में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो अपने मैरिज में दुख भोग चुके हैं, राइट, और अब सुख भोग भी रहे हैं. So let's have a show of hands. How many of people who have gone through turbulence in their married life? और जिसकी शादी 10 साल या 15 साल से ज्यादा हो चुकी है, वो दोनों हाथ और दोनों पांव भी ऊपर उठाएंगे. आई एम वेरी श्योर.
This is for all four.
Right? So you come here with a package. सुख और दुख का पैकेज लेके आए हो. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने अच्छे कर्म भी किए हैं, बुरे कर्म भी किए हैं. तो बुरे कर्म का फल भी मिलेगा, अच्छे कर्म का फल भी मिलेगा. अभी आपको बुरे कर्म का फल मिल रहा है, तो डोंट आस्क गॉड व्हाई मी. जब अच्छी बातें होती हैं तब क्यों नहीं पूछते व्हाई मी, मेरे साथ अच्छा क्यों हो रहा है भगवान जी, ऐसा क्यों नहीं पूछते? तब याद नहीं आता, तब भगवान जी याद नहीं आते. तब तो आप चौड़े होके घूमते हैं. हाँ, थोड़ा सा दुख आ गया तो बोलते हे भगवान ये मेरे साथ क्या हो गया.
नो सर, मैंने ये कभी क्वेश्चन नहीं किया. मैं सुख में भी खुश
क्योंकि
हूँ
अभी तक
और
आया
दुख
ही
में
नहीं
भी
है ना.
खुश हूँ.
अभी तक आया ही नहीं ना सुख, अभी तो दुख वाला पार्ट चल रहा है. आ जाएगा, डोंट वरी.
बट मैं आई रीड भगवत गीता.
Yes.
I believe in Bhagavad Gita.
Very good.
So Sukh and Dukh is a part of one
Correct.
coin.
Correct. But you have to
But-
heal those events which gave you dukha, so that you can also enjoy those events which are going to give you sukha. For that you have to move forward in your spiritual journey by healing. That is what I teach, that is what I preach, and that is what I live. Right? रोने धोने से कुछ नहीं होता है. आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा, हिम्मत करो. और हीलर बनना बड़े हिम्मत वाला काम है. हाँ, इट्स नॉट ए जोक. ये बकरियों का काम नहीं है, ये शेरों का काम है. So you have to move on a spiritual journey like a lion, like a tiger.
Sir, I have another question.
हाँ.
I deal
Tarun, I am
with
coming
some,
to you. हाँ, Tarun, I am coming to you. Hold on. हाँ जी, बोलिए.
I also deal with some foreign clients. I know their life. They always want कि 80% डिवोर्स है उनके, यानी उनके रिलेशनशिप टिकते नहीं है. मतलब जो पिछले कर्म के जो पाप है वो सारे फॉरेन कंट्री में गए हैं.
सबसे ज्यादा स्पिरिचुअली इवॉल्व इंडिया में ही है. जिनको सुधरना होता है वो इंडिया आ जाते हैं.
ओके.
और जिनको रोना होता है वो रोते रहते हैं बाहर बैठ के. हाँ. ओके, डोंट टेक इट एज ए जनरल स्टेटमेंट. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट इन ह्यूमर. ओके, बट डोंट कंपेयर लाइफ विद अदर्स. उनकी अपनी जर्नी है, आपको मालूम भी नहीं है वो क्या क्या करके आए हैं. आप ये 50 साल की जिंदगी को लेके कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. आप 5,000 साल से आज आ रहे हो अलग अलग जन्म लेके, और अगले 5,000 साल तक का आपका प्लान है जो आपकी स्पीड है. करेक्ट. तो व्हाई आर यू कंपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर दिस 50 years विद अदर पीपल इन योर लाइफ. जो आए हैं उनकी सेवा करो, उनको दुआएं दो, उनके साथ खुश रहो. ये जरूरी है. 5,000 साल से आ रहे हो आप, पता नहीं क्या क्या कर्म करके आए हो. अब बोले इस 50 साल में तो मैंने किसी को कोई दुख नहीं दिया, मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. ये लोगों का रोना होता है. अरे तुमको याद सिर्फ 50 साल का है, तुम 5,000 साल में क्या क्या करके आए हो सकता है तुम औरंगजेब थे. किसी जन्म में आप औरंगजेब रहे होंगे, तो आपने क्या क्या किए हैं, और अगले कई जन्मों में आप बहुत कुछ और करने वाले हो. तो वट एवर इज कमिंग इन लाइफ इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ कर्मा, वेदर यू रिमेंबर इट और नॉट. तो एक्सेप्ट दैट एज ए प्रसाद. प्रसाद को कैसे एक्सेप्ट करते हैं? मंदिर जाके जब प्रसाद लेते हैं, अगर मैं मंदिर की बात करता हूँ क्योंकि मैं वहीं जाता हूँ, राइट. तो अगर आपको बूंदी मिल रहा है तो आप बोलते मेरे को लड्डू दो, हाँ बर्फी दो. नहीं, प्रसाद में जो मिला भगवान का प्रसाद है, लेके चलते हैं. क्यों? अमृत है वो. तो लाइफ भी अमृत के समान है. जो आ रहा है उसको एक्सेप्ट करो. पसंद नहीं आ रहा है तो उसको हील करो, लेकिन उस समय उसको मना नहीं करो. मना करके फायदा नहीं, क्योंकि वो आ चुका है ऑलरेडी. यस और नो?
यस.
दैट इज हाउ यू लिव लाइफ. And as a healer, you will heal your karmas, you will heal the people in your life, and you will actually create magic and miracles in your life. And you are enrolled into the program, so relax, chill, right? And leave everything to the divine. The divine will take care. Our program, Vedic Healing and Vedanta Wisdom, is designed to give you magical results in life. Yes? Okay, Dr. Ji, welcome. Let's acknowledge. Let us also look at Tarun now. Tarun, who has completed the program and is in the process of creating a lot of magic in his life. Yes, Tarun, go ahead. You wanted to share something?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, definitely. That program has helped me to gain a lot of confidence in me and to reconnect myself with the universe that I belong to. And I don't see myself now less than divine. Each day, my affirmation about that or my belief in that thought get more stronger. The kind of things that come around in the life. And I raised the hand when you were asking about the stage of your lives. So I believe I am in the stage of grahast, but moving towards the stage of the sadhana, next level, and where detachment, feeling of content, even if you are not along with the loved ones, still giving the blessing and love to them from a distance and not crying about being with them. So this is something like अभी वो 70 years वाले एक सर हमारे साथ थे, अशोक जी शायद, if I'm not wrong. तो जिनकी 2 बेटियां हैं और उनकी शादी के लिए वो हर बाप की टेंशन होती है, हर बाप के अंदर वो एक अरमान होते हैं, वो हम उस इमोशंस को रिलेट करते हैं. बट दैट सेम टाइम वो जो डिटैचमेंट वाली ये बात बता रहे थे, सो दैट थिंग विच आई थिंक आई एम स्टार्टिंग टू अप्लाई दैट थिंग इन माय लाइफ, वेयर आई एम bonded with the relations I am connected with. Like Amit is sitting over here as a very dear friend. I feel very connected with him, even if I am not in the town. We never met. We have not met from the over a month. But whenever we connect like it is just yesterday we have spoke about. So that kind of bond. When we are far, we are not in pain, but when we are closer, we are not too much happy about that also. So that kind of settlement, subtle level of content feeling is starting between the life. And
Very
this
good.
has happened all this in the last 6 months with the help of Shashi sir and Amit. Because I came across Amit for one of the trek where we have went along for 3-4 nights. We were together. We had got a lot of download about our spiritualism. And then the path has been shown by Shashi sir, which I've continuously following from the last 3 months rigorously, every day, day out, that meditation in the morning, gratitude to the morning, the universe, that has played a vital role in transforming my life. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Arun. Let's acknowledge Tarun. It's a wonderful life that he has created. And one beautiful thing that Tarun has said is he started practicing non-attachment even in the grahast stage. That is very, very profound. Because grahast जीवन में हम इतना attach हो जाते हैं कि we are inviting suffering and misery in our life. Just imagine, even in our brahmacharya stage, when you are practicing dharma, if you develop non-attachment and then you enter into the grahast जीवन, how beautiful it will be. Because non-attachment is rooted in fear. And any relationship which is based in fear will only result in suffering and misery. Relation should be based in love. And love blossoms when you are practicing non-attachment. How many of us have seen that? Love blossoms only in the presence of non-attachment. And if you practice non-attachment right now in the Grahastha ashram, you will actually enjoy blissful married life. And of course, you will smoothly move into Vanapras and make huge progress towards sannyas in the last stage for the moksha. Yes, very good, Tarun. Let's acknowledge Tarun. Wonderful. Okay, we are reaching the closing stages now. So Amit, anything you want to share?
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking this topic up. I think for others, I would mention that I requested Shashi sir that let's talk about the 4 stages of life, which happens to be a very deeply piercing subject and concept in my own life in the last 2-3 years. So I think when I look at myself, I am in a situation where it is an overlap. So there is Grahastha ashram. I have 2 unmarried daughters. And I've also, now few people in this room know that I've also got into some Karam Yoga where I'm contributing towards whatever spiritual wisdom that we are aware of. So I'm doing some Karam Yoga that side, and also practiced quite a lot of detachment focusedly. I mean, there are very specific tools. For example, Tumari is one of the music which helps in detachment, and Tarun Bhai knows it. I've talked about. So I think there is a possibility of 2-3 stages to be overlapped, and I find myself as somewhere in all of 3, so Grahast, Vanprasth, and Sannyas, where my spiritual journey started about 8 years ago, where I'm doing whatever small social reform that I could do, and also looking after Grahast to whatever best I can do. And I also was doing some kind of manthan, Shashi sir, after we spoke, and I think that in today's situation, which is perhaps Kali Yuga, to some extent, maybe I'm wrong, and I was questioning Upanishads, Vedas, jahan pe likha gaya. Even I was reading Manusmriti, was the original scripture where it was talked about these 4 stages. I maybe have to do a complete research that why there is a need of, let's say, sannyas, especially in Kali Yuga, because I think every moment is extremely important. And perhaps if some spiritual understanding has happened to a progressive spiritual activist, the idea is to stay in the action and try to uplift the collective human consciousness as much as possible till the last breath, instead of going to the jungles and being in the hermitage. I think that's my question and inquiry to myself. I think basically the 4 stages of the yugas. I think 4 stages of ashrams also perhaps change. I don't know, it's a brand new thought which had just come in yesterday. So if you want to throw some light on this as well.
Okay, good. Let's acknowledge Amit. Very good. Amit ji has been very, very committed in his spiritual journey for last 4 or 5 years since I know him. And one thing which you have really, really practiced, and I really acknowledge you for that, is, like, even when you are completely into your grihastha ashram, you have practiced non-attachment in a big way. So Vanaprastha is not something that you need to make a transition. Vanaprastha is already included in the grihastha ashram. So that way, if you can continue this to maybe, even 50 or 60 years, along with the business, along with the family, and along with non-attachment. But when you talk of sannyas, that is something different. Sannyas is totally different, because that time you are not looking at income, you're not looking at family, your only connection with the divine. So focus हट जाता है बाकी worldly matters से, और then you are completely immersed into your own self. So grihastha and vanaprastha can go together. That can be like combined together for your spiritual journey. But sannyas is different. That now, having said that, in grihastha, as a grihastha, you don't have to move away from your home. You just have to be mentally detached, and you need to focus on your sadhana. So maybe you will get up at 3:30 in the morning, do 3 hours of sadhana. That is good enough for sannyas. Rest of the day, you are just relaxing, blessing everybody, and enjoying your life. So that is perfectly fine. So it doesn't mean, sannyas doesn't mean that you are completely cut out and then you can't meet anybody or you can't enjoy life. No, you can definitely enjoy your life. But even if it is there or even if it is not there, it doesn't really affect you. That is the meaning of sannyas for a grihastha, right? So no need for going to a jungle, no need to go to a hermitage. You can be at your home and you can still practice. So the next topic, I'm tempted to say, it will be, like self-realization for a householder. How can a householder be self-realized? That journey, or God realization for a householder. That could be the topic that we can discuss on maybe in the subsequent sessions one day. And
I think just one last thing. I think my humble question to my own self is that giving back to society ideally must not stop even in the sannyas, because as per the definitions in the scriptures, including Manusmriti, it says that there is no giving back to society needed. It is absolute detachment and away from any worldly experiences. So ideally, I think giving back to society should continue, and otherwise it is not the highest potential that a human can experience in this body.
See, the point there is, I accept what you're trying to say, because ultimately human soul has to contribute. But then the point here is that once you realize your highest potential in sannyas, and sannyas is what? You are actually becoming God realized. When you are God realized, you are becoming God. You are become divine. Right? So highest potential तो पहुंच गया. उसके बाद आप जो कर रहे हो, it will be for the betterment of the society only. It is obviously intended with that purpose. Correct? So it is not specified in the 4 ashrams like that, but you will definitely be contributing to the humanity in a big way by, like Swami Vivekananda said, the best thing you can do for humanity is get self-realized. Because your energy will flow into the whole universe. When you say Aham Brahmasmi, you are the universe, you are healing the whole universe. What else do you, how else are you going to contribute?
Yeah.
You are contributing to the whole universe by healing them. That's all. So all the living beings are impacted by when you get self-realized. Look at that. You can raise the consciousness of the planet. One single person who is self-realized can raise the consciousness of the planet. So that is the power of sannyas. So you to understand what is meant in the scriptures is understood to give you, like, you become the Neo who can break the matrix.
Absolutely,
right?
that's what, yeah, very good.
So when you become the Neo, you will smash the matrix. It is understood. So you will not sit idle then. Matrix ko to jana hi hai, and then you will lead the people to self-realization. That is the whole game. All right, very good. Let's acknowledge Amitji.
When we look at a lot of
profound thought. Yeah.
Yeah, just last one thing. When we look at a lot of spiritual reformers, like for example, Sadhgurus, 70 plus, maybe 80s, and there's so many globally. That also makes me believe that maybe I need to read ashrams a lot more, or maybe they were wrong. Sorry to question them. That sannyas does not need to not giving back. I think that is the highest potential. So I think these gurus that, Sadhguru, Shivani ji, they will continue to do it. Though they would have awakened long back. Guru Nanak, for example, he was an awakened child, and he did not have to wait till the sannyas stage.
Right.
And I think one does not have to wait. Giving back to society should continue.
Shankaracharya gets self-realized at the age of 5. So he doesn't have to wait for the sannyas. He's already attained what sannyas is going to give him. When you become God realized, you have already attained what sannyas is going to give you. Now contribute to humanity. That's all. Now live the divine life. All these processes are to make you divine, to get you to the self-realization stage. What you do after that is entirely your call. Right?
Perfect.
Very good, Amitji. Let's acknowledge Amitji.
Thank you.
Okay, so with this, we come to the end of the session. Last and final call. Anybody who wants to share your takeaway from the session? Yes, Monaji.
Yeah, so I am in my late 50s, and I think I live all four. I'm a child because I wasn't a child when I was a child. I was very mature and I went to boarding school. So I do all the things that a 10-year-old would do. I also live in the second phase, the brahmacharya phase, and also the third phase is what it is, one of trust. I am, yeah, because I'm a healer also. So I do that. See, like, I mean, कोई और कुछ कर रहा होगा, मैं यहाँ join करके बैठी हूँ. So I have self-realized and I do things that come in my way. And it can be meditation, it can be fun, it can be whatever. And what I've realized is that जितना मैंने अपने पे काम किया, I started having self-love for myself. So उतना ही forgiveness आ गया, कोई मतलब ही नहीं किसी से दूसरे ने क्या करा. So I am free now. The canvas is free. कुछ आते हैं problems आती हैं तो just deal with it and then continue. So I've been able to make a better life and I have seen that जितना मैंने अपने पे work किया उतना लोगों ने मुझे प्यार करना शुरू करा. So the circle of love grew a lot and that's about it. The last stage sannyas, I don't know about that right now.
Don't have to. Just enjoy your Vanapras stage. That is good enough.
Yeah. So no, I'm not Vanapras. I'm in all three. The first three.
See, actually, when you are at Vanapras, you have all the qualities of brahmacharya and grahastha in you.
Exactly. So in my workplace also I use it, and people talk to me, and it's not okay that people said, "Come, and I want to talk." Then I had to make one story around myself. Ki, I'm not available so much because all that energy I was catching on. But yeah, life is good, life is fun, and everything is all right.
And you should always keep the child in you alive.
Oh yes,
so
and
you should always have
have
the benefits of brahmacharya and grahas. Bring it into Vanapras and enjoy life fully.
Absolutely.
And whenever you become self-realized, you have attained the purpose of sannyas. So then contribute to humanity in a big way, which you will do naturally because you don't have to make any effort. It happens. Sun doesn't have to make an effort to light people, or to give light and heat to people.
Yeah.
It is there.
Exactly.
Sun is there and the heat and light is flowing. That's all.
Yeah.
So that is the case when you achieve God realization in sannyas, but that comes a later stage. First, we have to practice non-attachment in a big way so that we can get the benefit of Vanapras and then get that connection with the divine in us and feel that I am divine. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the need of the hour. Yes,
that's it.
Let's acknowledge Monaji. Very good. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And welcome to the session. I'm sure you're going to be here for the subsequent sessions and you're going to enjoy the learnings from the Wednesday meets. And you can invite people in your life to join here. So all of you are requested to bring people in your life to these sessions, get the recordings, see the recordings, share the recordings with people. The purpose is to wake up as many people as we can and spread the light. That is the agenda of these weekly meetings, right? So with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you very much. Enjoy a great week. Enjoy a great life. And we
Thank
meet
you
again
so much.
next
Nice
Wednesday.
meeting you all.
Till then, Aham Brahmasmi. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.